Okay, it's trap pulling day, and where we are is we're in this power line here where all these fences come together and everything. It's a good spot. Caught a couple of foxes here. There's this good trail running along right here along this edge. There's lots of things coming together here. And right here we have a flat set that's sprung, no catch circle, nothing really around it. And right over here, we'll go right over here and we have a dirt hole. Here's our dirt hole. And this trap is sprung, no catch circle, nothing. But if we look right here, the ground is a little bit softer here. Look, you can see right there, there's a track. Right there, there's a big track. Right there, there's a big track. You can see those tracks. So what got into our traps right here is right there. That would be cows. Cows are an absolute pain in the ass. I mean, they are just an absolute pain in the ass. And unfortunately, most of the land I trap on, people have cows, and you just got to learn how to work around it, try to trap in areas where the cows aren't going to be. A lot of times the cows will be in just certain areas because that's where the farmer's feeding hay, and they'll stay in those areas. Sometimes they'll wander around. These cows are more wandering, which when you have that happen, they're a pain in the ass. But the problem that I have in this spot with cows is that you have all these fence lines coming together here, which is really funneling the cows right through here. So the cows have got to go right through this open spot right here and come right through here. So they're basically walking past these traps whenever they go that way or they go out there in that field. They can't get into that field on the other side there where I've got some traps. But this spot was so good, I thought, well, I'm going to do my level best to put some traps in here, and maybe I can keep them working long enough to catch some predators in between the cows, get them. And I did catch a couple of foxes here, but I couldn't really keep them working long enough. I mean, honestly, about every other day the cows were in them. So it's a real crapshoot in an area like this to put traps in. You know, because the same thing that's funneling the predators, all the fences and the power line and everything is also funneling those cows. So it's a battle. Most of the time I have figured out ways to get around the cows, but this is one of those areas where you really just can't get around them. So either you don't put sets here or you put them in here knowing that every day or 2 days you're going to have to reset them because the cows are going to be in them. I don't know of any other way around this particular scenario because how the fences are funneling everything here to this spot. Okay, girls, let's go. Come on, girls. Come on. Good girl. You ready too, Jenna? You ready too? Gotta help you. Oh, okay. There we go. All right, good girls. Good girls. On to the next spot. Okay guys, so we're pulling traps today, and where we are is we're in this bottom. Here's a big food plot. You can see the landowner's blind right there, and he's got a big food plot here along this creek bottom. That's someone else's land over there, and he's got a little 2-track right here running, and then right here there's this big dozer deck of brush and stumps and logs and stuff that's pretty sizable. It goes all the way back up this little draw. And then the 2-track comes down there. Right up there in that corner is where we caught a cat yesterday, right there on that outside edge where the fence is. And then previously we've caught a coon right here out of this. And then today we have another cat. So This is cat 17, I think, of the year. Not 100% sure, but somewhere around that range. You can see here's the big dozer deck right through here. So this cat is either trotting up and down this road or probably working through this dozer deck right here. Came and got caught up in our dirt hole that we had sitting here. And it's not near the size of the cat yesterday. This cat is much younger, but it's still a good one, good spots. It's always good to end the trapping season on a high note. So we're gonna take care of this cat and move on down the road. Hey everybody, it's the end of the season. Just got done pulling the last trap of the year. Hey, come down. Jetta and Athena are clearly still on the line with me. And I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of some of our feelings about this season and kind of, what we think about what happened this season and that kind of stuff. So number one, and this is in no particular order of any kind, but number one, these are a few things and a few ways of how I gauge success of my trapping season. Number one, how do the landowners feel about us being on their properties and trapping? And overwhelmingly this year, every landowner is super happy that we were there. One landowner ended up giving me some more properties of some other people that they knew. Another landowner actually went out and rode with me for a couple days on his land so that he could, I think he's trapped in the past and not been very successful and wanted to learn a few things. And ultimately, after I left, he got some of his own traps and put some traps in the ground and ended up catching his first coyote, which I think is great. Because we want to continue to, this is a dying art. We want to continue to teach people about trapping. And I know some of you are gonna be like, well, Dan, what if he traps on his own now and doesn't invite you back to do more trapping? That happens. That's, whatever. It's nothing I can control. There's plenty of places to trap. And I think the bigger picture and the more important thing is we continue to teach people how to trap. I mean, we're not going to be here forever. At some point, we're going to be gone from this earth, and the tradition needs to continue. Plus, I'm not that worried about that kind of stuff. If the landowner really wants to remove predators from his property, then, if he wants to get out and do some of it himself, I think that's fantastic. But I think we can all agree that a couple weeks or a month of trapping isn't going to make him catch a lot of predators, and I'll still be able to catch significantly more. So I don't really see that as being a problem. And I think I would rather teach people and let that tradition continue is in the bigger picture as far as I'm concerned. So landowners, I'm really super happy. Number two, I got to spend time with my dogs, and I really like that, especially Athena. She's the perfect trapping dog, and I really enjoy spending time with her. And as you know, I'm a big dog fan, a big dog person, and dogs, unfortunately, are not with us as long as I would like them to be. So I think it's awesome that I get to spend time with her. Number three, I just really enjoy spending time in the outdoors. So did I enjoy the season? And the answer is yes. I always enjoy spending time in the outdoors. I always enjoy helping the wildlife, the turkeys and the deer and rabbits and quail and things of that nature. So that is a win right there. So far, all wins. Number four, did we get more property? And the answer to that is yes, we did. We got 4 or 5 or 6 more people asking us to trap, farmers putting us on to some other people that have properties for us to trap on. So that's a win. Number 5, did we, not only with this one lander I'm talking about, did we overall improve and help people learn how to go out and trap? And the answer to that is yes. I actually had a guy ride with me from Tennessee this year, and I think he learned some things that will make him a better trapper, some things that he didn't know or didn't think about. And because of the YouTube channel, I've had a bunch of people comment and say, thank you so much. I've learned so much from you. I've been able to improve, or I've been able to do this, or I've been able to do that. So I think that's awesome. We have some other things in mind for this coming season. Last year we talked about having kind of a get together, and that didn't really materialize really because I was just too busy. But this year we're definitely going to make that happen, and I'll have more on another video in the future. So did we help other people learn how to trap, and did we have some type of, not really influence, but did we enable some people to learn some new skills? The answer to that is yes. So far, everything about our season is great. Number 6, did we catch critters? And the answer to that is yes. I don't have an exact number yet, clearly, because I have to go through my records and figure out how many critters we caught. But we did catch a lot of critters, so consequently, that's a win. And then lastly, and maybe most importantly, how did we represent ourselves during our trapping season? And I mean 2 things by that. Number 1, for me as a Christian, did I represent myself as a Christian? Did I represent myself as a good person? Did I help people? Did I educate people? Did I do my part as being a Christian to represent my values and my God? And the answer to that is I think we did, or at least we tried really, really hard. I don't want to make this, and I'm not going to make this a video about religion or about faith, but I think sometimes we lose track of some of the bigger pictures, God, family, country, those kinds of things. And I think it's really important that as Christians and as Americans, we don't let people forget that, and we don't, most importantly, let ourselves forget that. It's about God first, it's about our family second, it's about country third. And I think we need, especially nowadays, we need to really remind ourselves of that. So did we represent ourselves in that kind of positive manner? And yes, we did that by just trying to be a good Christian, by trying to help others, by putting others first if we can, and just the way we handle ourselves in the trapping environment. For example, if you've been around me or you've ever trapped with me, you'll know that I say a little prayer before every animal that I dispatch, because I'm trying to honor that animal, and I'm trying to honor my God for allowing us to be out here and do these things. And I don't like to kill animals just to kill animals. That's not me. And that's one of the reasons that no matter what I harvest, I always promise that animal that I will honor them and use their fur efficiently and effectively as to the best of my ability. Whether that's a possum or a coon or a bobcat or a coyote or whatever, I skin those animals out. I use those furs. If I can't sell them, then I do something with them. I make a blanket. I give them to somebody that's going to do something with it. I do something with the fur to honor that animal. I think we have the responsibility that if we're going to harvest an animal, that we should use it. And we should try to use that natural resource to honor that animal, to honor God, to honor ourselves as a good person. Now, not everybody agrees with that, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody needs to make their decision on how they live their life and how they do things. That's just how I do things. And so that's what I try to do. And I think by honoring that animal, you're also honoring your values, and you're honoring, God Almighty in placing these animals on this planet for us to use efficiently and effectively. And so overall, just looking back real quick, I think that the season was a success. And I'll have another video and we'll talk more about this in the future. But I just wanted, since it was the last day of the season, I just wanted to put a little put some of my thoughts together on how I thought the season went. And I'll have another video in the future with, some statistics and some things that we want to improve on and those kinds of things. So, so that's it. End of the season. Spend the next couple weeks finishing out fur, and then on to some other things. But I'm going to continue to shoot videos as we go along. There's a lot of things I want to do, so we'll continue to do that. We'll talk more about the get-together we want to try to have. And so if you're still trapping, keep going. Be careful. Good luck. And if you're like me and you're ending the season, I hope things went well.